everybody knows that famous intro right there. The two-note guitar riff, steady bass line behind it, with the drum beats getting heavier and louder as the anticipation builds, leading into one of the most famous guitar riffs of all time, and that is Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are one of the most famous rock bands from America of the last over 30 years, and I personally have become a huge fan of them. I've listened to them since I was a little kid, from my dad playing them for me, and more recently I've really dove more deeply into my appreciation for them. So today I'd like to talk to you about history of the band, go a little bit into how do they write their songs, and let you know how their concert experiences are. So they started in the late 70s when four high school friends came together. Hilla Slovak, Flea, Anthony Kiedis, and Jack Irons came together in the late 70s, heavily influenced by the LA heavy punk scene, which really shaped their early sound as they started out as the Tony Flo and the Miraculously Majestic Masters of Mayhem. Later, towards the 80s, they coined the name Red Hot Chili Peppers and went through a couple member changes, with now John Frusciante on guitar and Chad Smith on drums. Has been their longest standing lineup, and they've put together some of their most successful albums to date, including Californication from 1989, even the band becoming a household name. These four members still are together, and they still put out music, write music, and just in 2022 they put out two double albums within just a couple months of each other. They put out Unlimited Love and Return to the Dream Canteen. And after the first album, Unlimited Love, was released, John Frusciante and other members of the band did a lot of interviews explaining how they did. And in an interview with Ultimate Guitar, Frusciante explains how they write their songs, even using the example of their hit single Black Summer from their album Unlimited Love. So he details that in the album, he came up with the original idea, he came up with the original melodies for everything, but then brought it into the band, and that's where they started writing it together. So like I said, Frusciante, he started writing on his own. He came up with basic idea, came up with the melody for both the chorus and verse parts, which when he brought it in to the other guys in the band, they ended up keeping his melody for the verses, but then Kiedis on vocals came up with his own melody for the chorus, which then the band ended up liking more and decided to go with that. They're known for their unconventional approach, where other people might just go separate, write their own parts, come together, try to make it work, fit together like a puzzle. Whereas the Chili Peppers, most of their biggest hits were just written during improvised jams, where they just come together to rehearse, start playing whatever, and then would end up really writing a song, which in a lot of cases would even become huge hits. And in this interview, Frusciante also explains how he's obsessed with chord changes that goes along with his huge obsession with music theory, and how he loves the relation between notes, especially chords. And he mentions how in Black Summer, he would use different chord changes to set the mood for certain songs, or especially in Black Summer, he would use it to set the tone for specific parts of the song, like how maybe in the verse he would use E minor chords, but then in the chorus he would use E major chords to both give them different feels. Also, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are known for putting on great concerts, put on great experiences. Even now, so many years they've been together, they still are known for putting on great shows together. In another interview with Guitar Player, Frusciante describes their experience with touring, saying that there's not just one front man of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and that every member of the band puts on their own show, puts out their own energy, and loves to just give everyone a great experience. And he deals that in their Unlimited Love Tour, their most recent from 2022 to 2024. They're playing their largest stadiums ever, even up to 40 to 60,000 people a night, just really sold out super stadiums. I myself am lucky I was able to go see them this past July at Blossom Music Center. And even though I might not have had the best seats in the house, it was still an amazing show. And I really got to see what it's all hyped up to be and how they really all put on their own show. Now I'd like to give you a quote from Frusciante that I found that I really liked, where he says, "It's beautiful when you feel like somebody's putting themselves out there and taking a risk and just barely holding on, and it could become terrible at any moment if they lose it." I love the openness of that. Now, I've talked to you about all this stuff about the history of the band, how they write their music, and told you about how their concerts, but how about we see what their concerts are actually like with a clip from their concert in Slane Castle, Ireland from 2003. I just want to thank you all for your time and your attention and letting me speak to you about Red Hot Chili Peppers, who has come to be my favorite band recently, and I hope that through this you might have been able to find your own great appreciation for the group.